Yo, what's up guys? In today's video I have a bunch of Chicago Bulls news, rumors, updates, and just some topics I wanted to talk about. I just got done watching the Bulls lose to the 76ers. I'm going to recap that game real fast, but nonetheless, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Leave a quick like on today's video and some comments and questions below today's video talking about last night's game and all the topics I'm about to talk about. But nonetheless, yesterday's game was pretty ugly. I thought the Chicago Bulls should have won that game. The 76ers were, of course, missing Ben Simmons. Danny Green didn't play, and I saw Tobias Harris was out as well. And if you watch the game, Joel Embiid really didn't play that well. Vuce, Zach, and Lonzo really all struggled from the field. The Chicago Bulls still had a chance to steal it late, but the Bulls need to stop doing this, man. They can't keep letting or going down 15 to 16 points and then trying to come back late in the game. DeMar DeRozan continues to play amazing. I really love what I see from Tony Bradley and Derrick Jones off the bench. Those guys definitely need more minutes, and especially with Vuce, he just didn't play well at all. This was probably one of his worst games of his career, honestly. He only had 4 points, 6 assists, and 10 rebounds. I feel like if Vuce just played I'd say an average offensive game, the Bulls probably could have won this game. But nonetheless, the Bulls really struggled, and they still had a chance to beat a very good team, even though they were missing some good key players. Definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video talking about last night's game. But nonetheless, some big news and rumors and some topics did come out. Bleacher Report put out this article just the other day. And this is huge news. I'm going to be honest, this is kind of common sense, but it's still good that this came out. Zach LaVine and the Chicago Bulls are expected to agree on a new contract. Bleacher Report called them a match made to move forward. And on the Hoops Hype podcast, Mike Scotto and Casey Johnson was talking about the whole Zach LaVine situation and contract. And Casey Johnson said, those with knowledge of the situation on both sides have indicated to him that LaVine and the Bulls are a match made to move forward together. Because of that, Johnson suggested that the two sides are likely to agree to a long-term contract extension at some point. I know a lot of Bulls fans were really worrying about this, honestly, for months to a year now. I saw a lot of people talking about this through the offseason, how he didn't get an extension. But it's obvious Zach LaVine is going to get a max contract next offseason with the Bulls. He said many times he loves Chicago, and obviously this Bulls offseason proves that they want to help him win and build around him. Definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video about Zach LaVine expected to re-sign with the Bulls next offseason. And the next topic in today's video, I just wanted to talk about the Chicago Bulls title chances and their defense. I feel like the Bulls have been getting slept on since the offseason and even since the season has started. And back in October, one executive was talking about the Eastern Conference, and he said, when I look at the East, behind Brooklyn and Milwaukee, the Chicago Bulls are right there. I think they could very well end up as high as the 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference. They have the scoring, defense, and unselfish players to become a serious contender. But before I give my opinion on this and break down the defense, let me know below today's video if you guys think the Chicago Bulls can win a title. And according to Kevin Anderson, the Chicago Bulls, Miami Heat, and Utah Jazz are the only 3 teams in the NBA currently that are both top 10 in offensive rating and defensive rating. And all those teams are combined 16-3 as I'm recording this video. The Bulls also just beat the Jazz the other day. I know for this whole offseason, the whole NBA media was hating on the whole DeMar DeRozan situation, saying how this Bulls team is going to be terrible on the defensive end. And let me just say, the Bulls defense has been amazing. It's been the whole reason that they are 6-2 right now, keeping them in games, playing great defense. And I believe, Lonzo Ball and Alex Caruso deserve a huge shout out. Of course, the rest of the team does as well. But those two are always in the passing lanes, getting blocks, getting steals. Definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video talking about the Bulls defense to start this season and if they can win a title. And speaking of the Bulls winning a title, to win a title in the NBA, you have to have a very good player. And Basketball Reference put out an updated MVP tracker list, and the Bulls have 2 players in the top 10 for MVP voting as of right now. They have Zach LaVine at 6 and DeMar DeRozan at 7. And I'm going to be honest, I truly do believe DeMar should be over Zach right now. I feel like he's really played better and carried the Bulls. Of course, huge shout out to Zach. He's playing through a bunch of injuries. But nonetheless, I saw a bunch of people on Twitter really hyping up DeMar DeRozan. I'm happy he's finally getting love from the media. And huge shout out to the Hoop Central. He really recapped DeMar's past 7 games where he's put up 26, 21, 26, 20, 32, 37, and 37. You know, they called him an MVP candidate. And I agree, DeMar and Zach should both be in MVP talk conversations. While I do find it highly unlikely for either of them to win it, I believe if the Bulls continue to play like this, both of them should be in the conversations nonetheless. Definitely leave some comments and questions below today's video talking about Zach and DeMar being in MVP talk as well. And speaking of another NBA award, I've seen a lot of Bulls fans on Twitter really just talking about how good the Bulls defense has been, and especially Lonzo Ball. I've seen some Bulls fans even say Lonzo could win Defensive Player of the Year. And while I see that very unlikely, you know, I'm going to be honest, there's just really no way Lonzo wins Defensive Player of the Year. I do believe he deserves some talk in that. You know, the last guard to win Defensive Player of the Year was Gary Payton back in 95-96. So that's very unlikely. But nonetheless, Lonzo has really helped out this Bulls offense and defense. I believe he and DeMar were huge pickups. And here's some Lonzo Ball defensive matchups so far for the Chicago Bulls. And when he was guarding Julius Randle, he held him to 1 of 5 shooting, holding him to 20% shooting. Same with Donovan Mitchell, 1 of 5. Then Jason Tatum, 3 of 9. Brandon Ingram, 0 of 4. You know, Jerrion Grant, 0 of 4 as well. And he also averaged 2 steals and a block a game as well. And NBA.com has Lonzo Ball as the second best defender in the NBA behind Bam and Adebayo. You know, minus Jaylen Brown's 4 straight buckets on Lonzo Ball the other day. All NBA players are shooting about 26, 20, or 27% versus Lonzo Ball this season. You know, Lonzo Ball's defense has been insane. Same with Alex Caruso. They really changed the whole Bulls defense. I feel like everyone's really just bought into the defensive system. And while I don't expect Lonzo to win Defensive Player of the Year, you know, it's very unlikely. It hasn't been done in like 25, 30 years. Former Nets GM and ESPN NBA front office insider Bobby Marks does predict that Chicago Bulls point guard Lonzo Ball will win the Most Improved Player of the Year award. You know, that's more likely, but I don't know. Still, there's been some really good players in the NBA. But nonetheless, say none of these Bulls win any of this. But it's still good to see that the NBA and the Bulls are in these talks, especially the MVP talks, Defensive Player of the Year talks, Most Improved talks, and of course, title chances. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Thank you guys for all the love on the past few videos. Let me know below today's video if this Chicago Bulls team can win a title. If any of these Bulls players can win any of these awards as well. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Have a good one.